morning, for something different, I decided to do some work on the headlights. Got a couple of big 12-inch headlights, and the buckets were a little bit, needed a little bit of panel beating here and there before they get chromed. They also had these big mounting brackets attached to them with rivets sitting on here, and they need to come off, get tidied up and painted. So in order to do that, I had to grind the heads off the rivets, punch them out, pull it off. So that's what I've been doing today so far. Lots of panel beating around here with the brass. These are brass shells, so these were all a bit indented, so they needed a bit of flattening out. When they strip them, the chrome platers will then polish them, and they do a lot more finer work than that. So that should all come out good, hopefully. The rims are in reasonable condition. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to use them or not. They might be alright. The reflectors, which create the bright light, they need resilvering. There's a company in Brisbane that can do that, so they'll get sent away and get silvered. So I'm just going to grind off a rivet now. This is pretty exciting stuff. Punch, hopefully you'll punch out. Yep. So just going to repeat that 6 times. Now the bracket will come off. Morning. I'm just making a gasket for this water pump at the moment. I've already cut out the ring by putting it on here and just tapping around the edge with a hammer lightly to cut it out. Now I've just going to mark the holes, similar system. Then I'll punch them out. Just got to make sure you don't move it while you're tapping these. Let's mark them out there. I'll just tap them out with a punch. Oh, that one's come out already. That should fit on there. All the holes line up, so that'll be good to go when I rebuild the water pump. So this was yesterday's job, cleaning up pulling apart 2 water pumps and cleaning up one which I'm going to use. You can see here, this is one good shaft and one good impeller. This is a fairly worn impeller. Big bits worn off the blades, and this is the old shaft that came out of the other one in 2 pieces, completely buggered up there, broken in half and all rusty. But this one had aluminium packing nuts, gland packing nuts, rather than the bad one which had nice brass packing nuts which I'll reuse. Unfortunately, the thread is just a little bit big to go in there. It's the same pitch, but it won't quite go in. But my engineer friend Chris will have a look at that and probably machine it down a little bit so it will go in. But inside here was the old aluminium nut, which sat in there and was completely corroded in. So in order to get that out, I had to actually drill it all out, take it out in bits without damaging the thread, which was quite easy on this one. But on this one here, access was a bit limited. I could come in here with the drill, and I could also come in from this side at certain angles and drill down through there and drill down through there. But then I went out with bigger drills and bigger drills till I had to not touch the thread because I want to reuse that. So it took about 2 hours all up to do both of them, but I got them out. And this is one of the bits that I kept just because it's got some thread on it, so Chris might be able to measure the pitch of that thread and make sure it's the same as on these ones, which are in really good shape. They hardly look like they've had a spanner on them. Normally these are bashed around because the one that's in there is pretty difficult to get a spanner on unless you've got a special spanner, which I'll probably have to make. But anyway, Chris will be able to deal with that. He's a brilliant engineer and he's going to have a look at it all for me. On this car project, I ended up with 2 of everything. So out of 2 generators, which are here, I found I've got all the best bits into one, and I'll send that off to my friend who's an auto electrician, and he'll go over it, make sure it's all working all right, recalibrate the regulator. And then I also went through the starter motor, had 2 of them, so I got all the best bits of that. And before I paint them, the auto electrician will go through that and just check everything. I've set it up on a 6-volt battery and it motors pretty well, so it should be all right. This is sort of the second one I've got, which I can use some bits of if I need to. As you can see, the bench is starting to look a bit busy with lots of bits. I'm hoping I remember where they all go. There's crankshaft, cam followers, the head, all the main bearings. The block is in the engine reconditioner, getting dipped in a big caustic bath at the moment, so all the galleries get cleaned out. To do that, we had to take out the bearings and bearing shells, which have got white metal in them, which the caustic eats quite readily, so we took them out first. I've resized all the big end bearings on the conrods here with flexi gauge, so they've all now got 2 thou clearance on the crank, and the main bearings which are here, I've resized all them, and they've now got 2 and a bit thou clearance on the crankshaft as well. So hopefully everything will go through reassembly and not rattle too much. This is Andrew's shop, East Coast Engine Reconditioning. Been here for years. Not flash, but does the job. So we're just down at Andrew's engine reconditioning shop. This is my block here. It's just had the valve seats recut. Getting it ready to bore the cylinders to fit the new pistons that I got yesterday. This shop's full of engines and engine reconditioning parts, machines. It's a bit old school. Andrew works on anything that comes in. Some of it's old, some of it's new. He does everything from complete rebuilds to crank grind. This is my crankcase here. It's all been cleaned. Now it's got the block separated from it. These are some of the machines that Andrew uses regularly. Lathes, mills, grinding machines, tanks for dipping things in. This gets full blocks dropped into it and it goes up and down in a caustic solution. It's boiling, cleans up everything you can imagine. Lots of blocks around getting worked on. Mechanic's dream, really. It's a bit old school, not too many computers around.
few apprentices doing their thing. Really good place to come.